Hey, welcome back, everyone. It is time for another red-hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, I'm back behind the mic. I took last week off visiting the great state of Oregon, visiting my son. I'll tell you what, I love Bend, Oregon. Man, when I turn the lights out for the 9 to 5, that's where I want to live. Hey, look, I got a treat for you today. I'm going to show you a trade that I think I'm going to do. Now, it's going to be a buyback, but I'm going to talk to you today about why I buy it back. And I really want you to listen up, because this is how we can generate the kind of money I'm about to show you in my mid-year results. Look, there's a lot of people out there that will do the typical wheelhouse trade, 30 days, place the trade, forget about it. But I'll tell you, there's more money to be made if we're a little more active in our trading. We buy back our options when the opportunity presents itself. Then we look to write another covered call. I've done this many times. I've done a couple case study videos for you where I owned a stock for a certain amount of time. And if I had just bought and held the shares, well, how would that stack up against me buying the shares and selling premium in that same time frame? Well, if you remember, I showed you 3M and JP Morgan where I knocked it down, making thousands more in the same time frame. Selling premium is the only easy part-time job in retirement you and I can have, where all we have to do is have a small portfolio, a laptop, internet connection, and sell premium. That's our part-time job. So if you're out there, you're 40 years old, you're 45, you're thinking about retirement, you don't quite know how you're going to make the ends meet once the 9 to 5 ends. Learn this strategy, because you can generate real cash flow in retirement. Everything I show you today, it's money on the table. This is not pie in the sky, and I still have profits out there to take off the board for which you know can vanish in a blink of an eye. This is money on the table. This is money I can spend. So I hope I motivate and inspire you today to get in the game. This is the kind of money you can make. I've been doing this for 5 years. I was literally at zero, not knowing anything about selling premium 5 years ago. I did my very first trade, had success with it, and here we are today. I'm about to show you my mid-year totals, blowing away all expectations for 2021. And a lot of you know I'm down on some stocks, and we're still generating this kind of cash flow. So let's go ahead and get to this. If you've never been to my website, cptdashboard.com, I want to invite you to go there and download all the free spreadsheets that keep the numbers in front of you. When you learn this, you're going to want to keep all the numbers in front of you. In fact, the free spreadsheets that I have there, we have the cost basis calculator and the total income tracker. I created them to use in my own trading, and I made them available for you to download. A lot of people love sending me screenshots of their total income tracker, showing me how they're knocking it down. I love that, and it inspires me. It inspires me to keep this rolling. Now look, if you like anything you hear today, we come back every single week. I try to give you timely and relevant covered call trades so you can watch them, hear about the trade, hear the story behind the trade so you learn something. I come from the old school where I can read a book, and to be honest with you, if you show me 3 or 4 times, that's when I'm going to get it. And I love showing people what I do. This is my talent. I love sharing it with you. So if you like anything you hear today, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is this. Before I show you that trade for which I'm going to buy it back and really up your game, if you're not buying back your options, I'm going to show you my mid-year totals. Now, I usually do an end-of-year video where I show you all my trades, what I was trading, how I was trading, and all the numbers behind it. Now, last year, if you remember, I knocked it down, had a goal of 55,000. I made 109,000 in a year that the stock market crashed. Last year in March, the stock market fell some 50%, and by all measures, that's a crash. I was able to ride that momentum higher as I knew the stock market would rally back to all-time highs in September. I'm on record as saying that. I knew the stock market would be back at all-time highs by September. And when I went on Facebook in January and told everybody that the Dow was going to hit 35,000 by mid-year, well, nobody believed me. They criticized me. but here we are. Look, I have a mindset. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been trying to tell you folks that this is how the market works. They run them up to sell them off to run them up again. This is where you make real income. It's in the stock market. Sure, there's a real estate bubble happening that may or may not pop, but how are you going to get involved in some real estate when it costs you 900 G's to get involved? You can't. What you need to do is get in the stock market, and what I'm going to advise you to do is learn how to sell premium, because these numbers are going to blow your mind. And these are not coulda, woulda, shoulda trades. These trades are closed, booked, over. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it. So right off the bat, I want to show you that I've made $350,000 in the 5 years I've been doing this. I want to repeat that again. That is money on the table through covered call premiums, cash secure put premiums, a little stock appreciation if my shares are taken, or if I sell the shares, and dividend collection. See, I have a portfolio, and I chiseled off a little bit, about $225,000, and I used that amount to sell premium. I always figured if I'm in retirement, I'm going to chisel off a little bit of my portfolio and use that for cash flow. Of course, I have a buy and hold portfolio and an aggressive stock portfolio, but this selling premium portfolio has generated this kind of money. Now, last year and this year, I have to admit I've been using a little bit more. I've been getting a little loose, but for the most part, for the past 5 years, I've used $225,000. I picked that number because most of you will have about that much in a 401k, and you'll be looking to roll over into an IRA when you hit retirement. Well, you're going to need to be able to generate real income. You're not going to be able to just live off the dividends of $225,000. It's just not going to pay the bills. You're going to have to learn how to sell premium so you can bring in real cash flow. So as you can see, this year, I'm sitting at $76,248, but that is not the number that's going to blow your mind. Now, that averages 12 months. If I were to stop trading right now and take the next 6 months off, I will have averaged $6,354 a month. Can you live off of $6,354 a month? I think I can. This blows my mind. It's not the money. The money is just the scoreboard for which confirms whether I'm doing it right or not. The number that truly impresses me, I made 33.89% cash on cash. I remember talking to a guy. He's actually a wealth manager. I remember talking to him a lot in the gym, and he would always tell me there is no way you can knock down 10% annually beating the S&P 500. If you could, you would be paid millions on Wall Street. Well, here's the deal. Over the past 5 years, that's exactly what I've done. Now, with that said, pump the brakes. I'm not a hedge fund manager. I manage my own money. I make my own risk. I am not accountable to anyone. So over the past 5 years, I've done some trades that, quite frankly, I would not write home about. 5 years ago, I believe I made 17%. The next year, 18%. Then 21%. Then 22, 24. Last year, I made 49% in the worst stock market crash in modern history. And this year, 6 months in, 33.89%. I don't know about you, but I'll take that every single time, knocking it down. Now, real quick, notice that big red number. I posted on my Facebook group. Go to Facebook, search CPT Dashboard, and follow my page. I post this stuff all the time. Over the past 5 years, I have posted all of my numbers in my total income tracker, and I have not posted a single losing month. Now, I have had single losing trades, and I've taken a hella hit last year in March, when everybody was getting kicked in the ribs. But if you remember in March, I was able to battle back using the cash secure put where I made $1,500 in March. I'll tell you what, selling premium bails us out of a lot of bad trades. But I haven't had bad trades. This is what I do. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm knocking down a record $23,000 in February. Yeah, that's money on the table. Can you imagine stacking $24,000 on the table, showing your better half? That's what you do with your part-time job. I'm telling you here, I am advocating that you learn this, and this is your part-time job in retirement. Now, look, I did have that huge red June, but I do want to explain something with that. That was my workhorse trade for which I sold a covered call, a 13 strike. My cost basis was $19.77. So when my shares are taken away at 13, it is nasty, right? I'm losing some $6,000 $1,000 on that stock trade. But as I showed you about a month ago in a video, I was able to make $1,700 on that trade because of all the covered call premiums I made while I was trading that stock. So June ends up taking the kick in the ribs, losing money. But the reality is I made $1,700 on that trade. So this just confirms to me, when I buy a stock and I start writing covered calls using the stock, buying back my options, for which I'm going to show you here in a minute, we can make money even when the stock falls some 6 points. Now I had 1,000 shares of Workhorse, so you could see that was a nasty hit, but it makes me feel good that I did make money. Now I want to show you the monthly recap that I've sent to my members. I love showing the month in review. And this is exactly what I do. In fact, I think I missed last month. I got to do this here this weekend. This is what I do. I love posting up for the members all the information so they can see it, they can digest it, they can see if it's going to help them up their game. Now, I show this because I want to be transparent with all my members too. I mean, hey, I'm a guy just like you, and I've learned this strategy. God willing, this is going to be my part-time job in retirement. So I love being transparent and talking about all the trades that I do. In fact, members see every single trade I do, whether I'm in, out. Usually I talk about my trades when I have stocks sitting on the bench. Now, this monthly recap shows that in the month of April, I used about $262,000. Now, do understand, I told you at the beginning of this video, I used $225,000 as my selling premium portfolio. But when you use stocks multiple times in a month, that number is not representative of the portfolio. I use stocks every single month, multiple times. And the trade I'm going to show you here is a perfect example of that. Now, I'm telling you, if any of this interests you, I have my membership. It's over at cptdashboard.com. Click Upgraded Dashboard and see if any of that interests you. Love when I get new members signing up. They get to see exactly what I'm doing and learn from an active, successful trader. Now, here's the breakdown over the past 5 years. This year, like I told you, $76,000. As you can see, the monthly breakdown of the first 6 months looks like this. 11 grand, 23, 17, 15, 11. These are monthly totals, cash on the table. These are not stocks or trades that are still on the books. Of course, June, I took that hit. We just talked about it. Let's compare this year over year, mid-year totals. So back in 2017, I had made 22. In 18, 25. In 2019, $33,000 by the mid-year. 2020, this is last year when I knocked down $110,000 last year. Mid-year, I was at $54,089. That was damn near my goal of $55,000. This year, we're already at $76,000. My goal was $60,000 this year, so we've already exceeded that. The monthly cash flow over the years, this would represent every single month what kind of cash flow on average would be hitting the table. And you could see in 2017, that would be almost $4,000 at mid-year. 2018, it was $4,200, 19, $5,600, and of course, in 2020, it was over $9,000. You can see right now, I am putting $12,000 on the table. Now, this is mid-year, and God willing, we keep this trading going and using this stock market to generate cash flow. I'd love to beat last year's number of $110,000. Now, this is where it gets juicy because that's my trading. This year, I started trading my kids' account. Remember, I did that $1,000 challenge where I was going to use about $10,000 of my kids' account and try to generate $1,000 a month. Well, I started out strong. And of course, coming out of the new year, everything was good. I was able to generate $1,000 a month using just $10,000 of my kids' account. Now, I have 3 kids, and as you can see, this is where we're at right now mid-year. Think about this for a second. $10,000, 3 accounts, using different stocks, different strategies, and here we are, mid-year. I've already knocked down $3,500 for my youngest son, $2,400 for my daughter, and my oldest son, $2,500. That's on $10,000 invested. That's 35%, 24%, 25%. My kids are going to experience the tax man this year. But here's the number that's going to blow your mind. With all of that combined, this is where my 2021 mid-year number is. $84,738. That blows my mind. When I ran those numbers, it blows my mind that I'm almost making $100,000 in a 6-month period. And my July right now is looking good. I'll tell you, if I did this video 1 month from now, that might be around $94,000. Now, yes, this is just 6 months. We have a little bit of time here, and I'm really going to try to push to beat last year's total of $110,000. Now, the reason I show you these numbers is because I want to motivate and inspire you. I know there's a lot of 40-year-olds, 45-year-olds, and 50-year-olds out there wondering what they're going to do in retirement. This is your part-time job in retirement. I want you to join me at my membership, cptdashboard.com. I'm going to show you the way, all right? I give daily content talking about this kind of stuff. It's 100% selling premium centric. I don't talk about meme stocks and buy and hold, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's all about selling premium because we have to put real money on the table. Now, real quick, before we get to that buyback trade, just this week, I sent out a nice Caterpillar cash secure put idea to the members. I absolutely love this. I put out a wheel report every Thursday. I go to the wheel report myself and look for the best stocks trading now, trading at the bottom of their range. You know, I've talked about this all the time. It's great to have a list of stocks where we can start our research. The wheel report is a list of the 195 best trading stocks now that are trading at the bottom of their cycle. Love it because that's where we want to enter them if we're going to do a wheel trade. And this week I sent out one on Caterpillar. Caterpillar is absolutely trading at its support. Now it's making lower lows, but I believe Caterpillar with its dividend coming will give us a nice little rally higher. We can do a 30-day trade. Yes, we can do a 30-day trade through earnings, but really what we're going to do is this. We're going to play that bottom. And what we want to happen is Caterpillar to catch a little bit of air as people want that fat dividend. We sell the cash secure put here with no expectation of being assigned the shares. Caterpillar catches a little wind, maybe moves about 10 points higher. We keep the premium, we move on. I sent the members this at the money trade idea, where if you were to sell the at the money strike, now this is basically an at the money. They'd call that a near the money. I don't consider that an in the money. I mean, it's 3 cents, right? But this 30-day trade would bring you $7.60 or 3.6% using a huge S&P type company. And if you're assigned the shares, well, they have great premiums. You can sell premium as the stock starts to recover and heads higher. This could be a twofer trade where you start that wheel, you sell premium, collect the $7.60, you're assigned the shares, then you write the covered call, probably collecting another $7. That'd be 14 points in just 60 days. You got to learn the wheel. My wheel report posted this stock. I'll tell you what, it's great to have that in front of you. If you're interested in the wheel report and everything we're doing at the dashboard, I'd love to welcome you aboard. All right, now let's finish this up. Cummins is the trade of the day. If you remember, I bought Cummins off the wheel report. I had noticed that Cummins was trading near support. I was going to do a wheel, sell the cash secure put, collect premium, but I thought it was going to head higher, and I wanted to reap the benefits of that stock move plus the fat premium. I did that, and I also justified the trade by if I get stuck holding the shares because the trade goes against me, they pay a fat dividend. So I'll be able to collect the dividend while holding the shares. That's why I got involved in Cummins. Now, Cummins has been a twofer for me because I've written covered calls on it, and I keep playing that 250 strike. If you remember when I bought the shares, a little bit above 250, I sold the 260 strike. The stock fell into the 240s. Again, the stock's trading near support, so we're getting more moves higher, but it's just not breaking out. So when it got above 240, I was able to sell that 250, which is my stock purchase price. I was able to get another fat premium. I think I got over $5 for that. And it's a 30-day trade. Well, here we are with Cummins. As we're getting closer to my expiration, I'm thinking about buying it back. Now, I have a rule, and as you can see right there, the 50% rule with John is this. Anytime an option falls 50% in the first 2 weeks of trading, I buy it back. I've explained this many times. The reason for that is the stock is getting pulled down. I'm going to go ahead and pocket 50% of my option. I believe we're going to get a little bit of movement higher. And we could actually hit a double in the same month if my hunch is right. And in this case, that's where we're at. I was able to get over $5.49 for this 250 30-day covered call. Now, the stock has fallen to where that option is now trading for $2.49. So it's literally trading at that 50% mark. Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and pocket that money, and we're going to look to write another covered call. Let's go over to the charts. This is what I sent to the members. I love showing them the world through my eyes. I love talking through my trades. So anyone out there that might be in the same situation, you might have a trade idea for which it might help you. You might buy the option back and then maybe roll out and down, sell more premium. That's what I love. I love hearing the success stories of people being more active in their trading, knocking it down, using the covered call buyback to make more money. Now, I'm showing you Cummins today. I could have easily showed you my current Pinterest trade, for which I did the same thing. Pinterest was trading around 75. I sold to 77, and I was able to collect some fat premium. And sure enough, Pinterest has peeled back around 72. I ended up buying those options back, and I sold more options, collecting more premium. It reduces our cost basis, and if you're going to keep the shares, well, it puts cash on the table. That's real money we put on the table. Now, showing you the Cummins chart, this is exactly what I'm talking about. As I wrote that covered call, it was going higher. Figuring it was going to get to 250, have my shares taken away. We move on, did a couple covered calls. We pocket that money. That's another green trade. But notice how it's peeled back. And it's now trading for 238. Well, I believe this is exactly where it trades. I believe here's another starting point for another trade. So by getting $5.49 and buying it back for about a 50% gain on the option, I'm able to pocket about $2.70 for that option. And then what I'd like to do is let Cummins get a little bit of wind behind its sail, and we're going to sell the same $2.50. And I'll be honest with you, I'm hoping to get that same $5.49. Now, we have to push out a couple weeks. We can't do this in the same time frame, right? So I'll probably go out 2 weeks and we'll sell the same strike and get about $5 for that. Buying back our options is a great opportunity to make extra money on a trade. I mean, I showed you earlier in the year where I did a case study with JP Morgan and I bought the shares. I thought I was going to have my shares taken away with a covered call dividend capture strategy play. Did not have my shares taken. It did not go the way I thought. It traded sideways to lower. Well, I bought that option back because the option got under 10 cents. I got the dividend. Then I started selling premium. I think I ended up doing 8 or 9 trades on that. I was able to pocket serious income using one stock over many months. I think that was an 8-month trade. Using one stock, the same stock purchase, I was able to generate thousands of dollars more than the buy and hold trader. Now, I know some of you are saying, look, man, you did that when JP Morgan was trading at 93, 95, and now it's trading at 150. Understand, selling premiums is about putting cash flow on the table. It's not about buy and hold, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Because just as JP Morgan went to 150, it could have easily fell, being left holding the bag. You know, that happened with 3M. You know, just about 3 years ago, everybody on YouTube's talking about how you buy 3M, you never sell it. It's one of those stocks that you own for a lifetime. Well, the people that bought 3M 3 years ago at 250 would be looking for you now, because 3M has traded basically in a range of 200 to 140 over the past year. And if you remember, I used 3M for dividend capture trades, selling a covered call, collecting the dividend. I've used 3M multiple times. Love using those great S&P type companies with fat dividends, because if I'm caught holding the stock in a downward trade, then at least I'm collecting the dividend. My point here is this. Some of you will say, look, this is just over trading. But for me, it's not. This is opportunity to put over $2.70 in my wallet, sit back, let Cummins collect itself, maybe get back into the 240s again, push out my time frame to an extra 2 weeks, and we might be able to get that same $5.49 for the next trade. Now, whether Cummins ever gets to 250 or not, if it stays in the trading range of 250 and 240, I'm able to play this every single month. And if I don't want my shares taken away, well, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to my options chain. I'm going to dial up the expiration for which has the 30 delta, and I'm going to look to sell that premium. Now, I'm not going to make that much money, but those are my keeping the lights on trade and my double my dividend trades, for which I'm doing with Pfizer and Bristol Myers seemingly every single month. I just put on another Pfizer trade where I collected another covered call premium that equals Pfizer's dividend. Love using the double my dividend trade. Keeps me active. I keep generating cash flow. And I'm telling you now, God willing, I have my health and my portfolio. I'm going to continue generating income for retirement. So look, if you're getting ready for retirement or you're in retirement, I need you to learn this. Think of this as your new part-time job. Now look, if any of that interests you, you want to be a part of the membership, head over to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard. You know, if you want to be a part of an off YouTube community selling premium, learning how to use the selling premium strategy in retirement to generate real cash flow, I have a free month offer for you. Just go over to the website, click on it, see if any of that interests you. Would love to welcome you aboard. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it right there. I'd love for you to bang that like button because it's getting me jacked up to do my next video, for which we are going to talk about my 500 share Pinterest trade, for which I've been able to sell some premium, buy them back, and sell more premium. I'm thinking about adding another 500 shares to that trade. I want you to stick around, come back, and watch and hear how an active, successful trader does it. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it right there. Be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.